Good evening. Tonight we will be discussing reincarnation in everyday life, a core part of the Wiccan worldview and a powerful guide to living Wicca fully and meaningfully. Reincarnation is more than just a mystical idea. It's a spiritual principle that influences how we think, how we act, and how we grow as people. And for many of us walking the Wiccan path, it is a comforting, empowering truth that this life is just one chapter in the greater story of our souls. Tonight we'll explore how the belief in reincarnation shapes the Wiccan life, from how we approach death to how we make moral choices to how we forgive ourselves and others. We'll talk about the connection between reincarnation and karma, the lessons of soul growth, and how understanding past lives can deepen our present one. So let's begin. Let's start with the basics. What do we mean when we say reincarnation? In its simplest form, reincarnation is the belief that our souls live more than one life. After death, we are reborn into a new body, in a new life, to continue our journey of learning, spiritual growth, and spiritual evolution. Many belief systems across the world accept reincarnation, from Hinduism and Buddhism to certain branches of Druidry and esoteric Christianity. In Wicca, reincarnation isn't just a belief. It's a spiritual truth that aligns with the cycles of nature. Just as the seasons turn, just as the moon wanes and waxes, so too does the soul pass through cycles: birth, death, rebirth. Wicca teaches that we are part of this sacred rhythm. Death is not the end, but a transition. And life is a classroom, a journey, a lesson. So why does reincarnation matter so much to a Wiccan way of life? Because it changes how we see everything. Truly embracing reincarnation transforms our entire perspective. Let's look at a few examples. First, it gives us hope. If we believe that this life is not our only chance, then we don't have to be perfect. We're allowed to stumble, we're allowed to fail. There is still time, there are more lifetimes ahead. This is not the end. And second, it changes how we handle mistakes. We may carry guilt, shame, or regret for the things we've done, or the things we didn't do. But reincarnation reminds us that we are not limited to this one lifetime. We don't have only now to learn the lessons we need to learn. Each life gives us new opportunities to grow, to correct past wrongs, and to deepen our understanding. Third, it gives us purpose. If we're here for a reason, if we choose this life, or we were placed here to learn something vital, then even our hardships carry meaning. In short, reincarnation reminds us that we are eternal beings walking a spiritual path of evolution, not just linear creatures racing to a finish line. Now let's talk about one of the most profound effects of believing in reincarnation: how it helps us with grief. Losing someone is never easy. Whether it's a friend or a parent or a child, a beloved pet, grief can overwhelm us. It can be like a tidal wave that drags us under. But a belief in reincarnation can be a lifeline in those moments. If we know deep in our bones that death is not the end, then grief changes. It doesn't disappear, but it becomes more bearable. We mourn their absence, but we trust that their spirit continues on. We may even feel that we'll meet again in some other time, in some other form, in some other life. And perhaps we already have. Many Wiccans believe that the people in our lives, our soulmates, our closest friends, even our fiercest enemies, have traveled with us through many lifetimes. These are our soul group, the companions who help us grow, life after life. Some of us even feel memories from past lives or have strange recognitions that suggest a deeper connection. This sense of, I've known you before, haven't I? May be more than just intuition. It might be memory, bubbling to the surface. Now let's speak frankly for a moment, because death is scary. We've all lost someone. Even those of us who practice regularly with the cycles of life and death, the wheel of the year, the waning moon, so on, can still struggle with the fear of dying. But reincarnation offers us peace. If we know we'll be reborn, if we know we'll return to the Great Mother's embrace only to rise again with the spring, then we can let go of some of that fear. We no longer have to see death as a cliff, but as a doorway, a pause, a sacred rest before the next beginning. In Wicca, death is a time of release, of going to the summer lands, a place of rest and healing for the soul. And when you're ready, we return, changed, refreshed, wiser. This belief frees us. It allows us to live more fully, knowing we don't need to hoard every moment out of fear. We can embrace each season of life without dread. Now, we can't talk about reincarnation in Wicca without touching on the law of three. You might also know it as the threefold law. Whatever you send out returns to you 3 times over, whether it's good or bad. Some interpret this as a form of karmic justice, and indeed it works well alongside the idea of reincarnation. If our souls continue across lifetimes, then the energy we generate in one life may follow us onto the next. That doesn't mean we're punished for past lives. That's not what I'm saying. But it does mean that our actions matter. They ripple forward. They leave imprints on our spirit. When we live kindly, ethically, with love and compassion, we send out energy that benefits not just this life, but our future selves. And when we act from anger, cruelty, or fear, we may find ourselves facing those echoes again and again. This is one reason many Wiccans strive to harm none, because what we do doesn't disappear. It shapes the soul we carry into the next turn of the wheel. So what does all that mean in your daily life? It means practice patience with yourself and with others. Everyone is at a different point in their soul journey. Some are young souls still learning the basics. Others are older souls, tired and wise. Wherever you are, be gentle with yourself. Look for lessons. When you face struggles, ask yourself, what is my soul trying to learn? What pattern is this helping me break? And release perfectionism. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get it right this time around. You just have to do your best and try to grow a little. You don't have to get it right all the time. And it allows you to explore past lives. Meditation, dream work, regressive therapy, or intuition journaling may reveal flashes of who you were and how that past self is influencing you now. And you can also celebrate your progress. You've made it this far. You've survived lifetimes already. And every choice you made towards kindness and truth is another step forward. Living a Wiccan life means embracing the idea that we are eternal beings, that our journey is long, sacred, and ever-evolving. Reincarnation isn't just a belief, it's a tool, a way to live with more compassion, more courage, and more curiosity. It helps us release our fear of death, our fear of failure, and even our fear of endings, because we are afraid when something ends, especially if we're expected to move on to the next thing. It's frightening, because truly, there are no endings, only changes, only transitions, only the endless dance of the soul. And when we begin to live with that awareness, when we carry it with us in our daily choices, our rituals, our daily lives, we begin to live Wicca in its truest form. Now, thank you for joining us this week. If you've had an experience that made you wonder about past lives, or if you have your own beliefs about reincarnation, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going. Blessed be.